We have a full report from TFD tonight. And hundreds ran through Toledo in the annual Glass City Marathon. We're hearing from the female record holder on what motivated her to win today. Welcome into WTOL 11 News at 11. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us on your Sunday night. We'll get to all of our top stories and more in just a moment, but how about that weather today, huh? Another day of clear blue skies and sunshine. Gotta love it. But is it going to stick around? Let's get the answer from meteorologist Kaylee Bowers for John. Hey, Kaylee.
Hey there, Michael. Yes, we are tracking more sunshine on the way. It was a sunny Sunday. Now it's also going to be a sunny Monday. Now tonight, things are much calmer once again, seeing that mixture of clear skies and clouds, and temperatures also staying mild at the moment, as most of us sitting in the 50s, but do see a few mid to upper 40s from Fremont to Norwalk, 51 in Tiffin and in Bowling Green, Toledo at 50, and Monroe, you are sitting at 52 degrees with that slight breeze coming in from the southeast with wind gusts around 10 miles an hour. And looking ahead towards these next 12 hours, cooling back down. We're forecasting lows in the low to mid 40s, still seeing those mostly clear skies. And heading out the door for your Monday morning commute, not too bad. Upper 40s, low 50s, still seeing lots of sunshine, but then warming up by lunchtime already in the mid 60s. And we're forecasting highs tomorrow afternoon in the 80s, and we'll see a slight increase in clouds later on the afternoon as we're preparing the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms for Tuesday, but still staying nice and mild Tuesday afternoon. And then looking ahead towards Wednesday, cooling back down. We're forecasting lows still below average in the low 60s, but more rain is on the way for the end of the week. We'll talk more about that, plus next weekend's forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Michael.
All right, Kaylee, we'll see you then. New at 11, a Toledo firefighter was injured battling a house fire in South Toledo. It happened on Spencer Street near the Anthony Wayne Trail. According to Toledo Fire, it started in a downstairs room and quickly moved to the front of the home. Officials believe the home may have been under renovation and there wasn't anyone in the house at the time. A firefighter sustained a minor ankle injury and was taken to the hospital as a precaution. A Fremont native died in a Saturday evening crash on State Route 53. According to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, 66-year-old Mark Franks lost control of his car. It rolled down an embankment, striking a ditch. Franks ended up being ejected from his car, even though troopers say he was wearing his seatbelt. He died at the scene of the crash. And we have an update to a story we shared with you this morning. A local woman is in the Lucas County Jail after a pedestrian versus car accident in West Toledo. Toledo police arrested and charged 59-year-old Julie Yoakum with failure to stop. She had allegedly struck a person on Monroe Street just after midnight. That person sustained life-threatening injuries and is recovering in a local hospital. Police in Erie County are now able to carry and have EpiPen kits, a tool that saves people experiencing life-threatening allergic reactions. Dominique O'Neill joins us in studio. Dom, after talking to the Erie County Sheriff's Office, why is this happening now?
Well, Michael, sometimes a matter of minutes is the difference between life and death for someone experiencing an allergic reaction. But until now, there was nothing Erie County Sheriff's deputies could do until the ambulance arrived. And that's why their office pushed for it to be accessible. So another way to save lives.
We had an issue this past summer where we actually had an individual pull up to one of our deputies at a substation. He worked for a landscaper, and he had gotten stung, I think, by more than one hornet, gotten a hornet's nest, and he said, "I'm having trouble breathing."
That was the moment Erie County Sheriff Paul Sigsworth knew something needed to change.
So in the area that we patrol, primarily the rural parts of the county, in a lot of cases it might be a few minutes for an ambulance to get to a call. Someone who's having an allergic reaction and they have an episode of anaphylactic shock, they may not have very long to live if they can't get epinephrine.
So Sheriff Sigsworth put in a call to State Senator Teresa Gavron, who knows personally the impacts of having an EpiPen. She says she's carried one with her since her daughter was 4 years old. She was caught off guard herself to learn that law enforcement in Ohio couldn't carry EpiPens.
I was shocked, absolutely shocked, at a time when seconds can mean life and death. It is so important that we use every tool in the toolbox. Let's give them EpiPens, get them trained, make sure they are ready to administer it so that we can save lives.
So Gavron submitted Senate Bill 234 to do just that, and it passed back in January. Now, as of April 9th, it is legal for any peace officer in the state of Ohio with proper training to carry an EpiPen.
So knowing that the EpiPen is now available, it gives me greater confidence that we'll be able to have those good outcomes and we'll be able to save lives.
Or it may not be this year, but eventually the fact that law enforcement officers throughout Ohio are able to carry these, somebody's life is going to be saved. And probably multiple lives will be saved.
And for more information on EpiPens, you can go to our website, WTOL.com. Reporting in studio, Dominic O'Neill, WTOL 11.
All right, thanks, Dom. Darnell Jones Ogletree is scheduled to be arraigned on Wednesday. Last week, he was arraigned on a dozen charges connected to the murder of his own daughter, Kimani Lateague. Those charges include aggravated murder, rape, and gross abuse of a corpse. He is being held at the Lucas County Jail on a $4 million bond. This morning was the annual Glass City Marathon, featuring hundreds of runners. In a region filled with lots of yearly races, it's Northwest Ohio's premier race. And some of the best runners in the area, including our own John Birchfield, competed and excelled today. Congrats to all the runners who I'm sure are out celebrating ahead of the work week. And one of those runners broke a record and now holds a new title. Sophia Periconi introduces us to the Glass City Marathon's fastest female marathoner.
There's now a new time to beat at the Mercy Health Glass City Marathon. On Sunday, Michigander Alyssa McElhenney raced to break the elite women's marathon course record.
That was definitely one of the goals coming in.
The last record was set at just over 2 hours and 40 minutes in 2023 by Rachel Hanna.
And she's gonna break that record, not just break it, but blow it away. Number 33, lasted through that pavement, 2:35.89. That was Alyssa McElhenney.
That's a 5-minute, 56-second mile.
I saw 2:40 as the course record, and I knew that my PR was a bit faster. So that was definitely in the back of my head the whole time, but really running with two guys through really mile 21 or 22 made that possible. So yeah, great pace team.
Not only was McElhenney the first woman to cross the full marathon finish line, but out of all the racers, she finished in 24th. And the new record holder isn't even a lifelong marathoner. McElhenney started hitting the pavement just a few years ago.
Stick with it. I mean, the best way to get good is, stack year on year, on month on year, and really stay on it.
The Glass City Marathon was McElhenney's first in Ohio, but this course wasn't just about firsts or breaking records. For McElhenney, it's also about racing for her dad.
My dad passed away a few years ago, so that's something I really think about every time I run. He would have loved to be here.
In Toledo, Sophia Periconi, WTOL 11.
Keep Toledo Lucas County Beautiful is ramping it up ahead of their spring season. The nonprofit regularly holds initiative to beautify the city. Their goal next Saturday is to clean up litter along highways and off-ramps. Organizers say it'll be kid-friendly, and to make the event work, they need a few more volunteers.
We're trying to make the marathon as green as possible this year, so we're recycling down in the stadium, and then we are reusing clothing as well.
And if you do show up, they say you'll be provided with a free lunch after the litter cleanup. It happens May 3rd from 9 to 11. You can register at the website for Keep Toledo Lucas County Beautiful. Fighters from the 419 and across the country stepped into the ring this weekend. Today was day 2 of the Toledo Golden Gloves tournament. This year's bouts were held at Skyway Rec Center in Oregon. Over 115 boxers were registered for this year's tournament, including a few fighters from Canada. Organizers hope the event gets both its fighters and attendees excited for the sport.
I want them to, get out of their seats. I want them to understand that, boxing is not a sport to play with, that it's something that you have to be driven to do, and just keep boxing alive by showing up.
Toledo Golden Gloves' mission is to provide local youth a successful pathway to boxing. Today, a local church is celebrating Earth Week. Holy Trinity Lutheran Church partnered with the Multi-Faith Council of Toledo to celebrate Earth Week for the second year. The event had family-friendly vibes with food trucks, live music, and eco-friendly products from vendors. A presentation was held inside the church showing how humans impact the earth and how to take care of our planet.
This is something across different faiths and different religions that we can come together on, especially in a time in the world that's so divisive. And so we can come together and pray together for our common home.
Representatives from around 5 different faith communities were present at the event, educating those in attendance the different ways they celebrate the earth. Kaylee?
And looking outside right now, Michael, things are nice and calm, but looking ahead towards this week, there's a little bit of everything. Sunshine, rain, 80s and 60s. Your forecast coming up. Our latest weather impact looking absolutely beautiful for your Monday. It's going to be warming up. We're forecasting temperatures at least 15 degrees above average, and typically we're in the mid to upper 60s this time of year. How about the low to mid 80s for tomorrow? And it's going to be sunny as well too, so gorgeous. Get outside and enjoy it while you can because changes are on the way. But tomorrow, forecasting that high around 80 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and a very slight breeze coming in from the south. And as far as our sunset goes for tomorrow, just before 8:30. But check this out, your morning commute, beautiful. You may want that light to medium jacket, still seeing temperatures in the low 50s. Right after lunchtime near 70, and then mid 70s, even upper 70s, low 80s, right around 6 o'clock. Now we will start to see a slight increase in clouds for Monday evening into those nighttime hours as we are getting ready for the potential for some strong storms. But let's look at this for Monday as we're watching that level 1, 2, 3, and 4 risk in parts of the Midwest and the Central Plains. Don't get too fixated on the colors because everyone from the greens to the reds has that potential for strong storms, but the brighter the color, the higher the chance for some storms. So if you have loved ones, especially in parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, or northern Iowa, they could see large hail, strong winds, even a few strong tornadoes are possible as well too. This system will shift into our area heading on into Tuesday. Storm Prediction Center has the entire state either that level 2 risk or that level 3 risk indicated by that shade of orange. Most of our area here in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan under that level 2 slight risk. But if you're traveling over towards Cleveland, down towards Columbus, the Akron, Youngstown area, up towards Pennsylvania or New York, stronger storms are certainly possible for Tuesday. So looking at this hour by hour, here's lunchtime for Tuesday. Cloudy skies, still things are nice and dry. So the first half of the day, you're fine, but it's already gonna be warm, already gonna feel pretty humid. Eventually those showers push on in right around 3 o'clock. Parts of Williams County, Defiance County, starting to see some of that moderate to heavy rain. Fast forward, you can see 5 o'clock pushes off right towards the lakeshore from Toledo, Fremont, Port Clinton, even up towards Monroe. Some more moderate to heavy rain, but as quickly as it moves in, it also moves on out as well. Here's 8 o'clock. Before sunset, pretty much done. with those strong storms. And then the rest of the evening, we'll see a little bit of some light rain here and there, but overall a decrease in clouds and a slight decrease in our temperatures. And then waking up Wednesday morning, on and off clouds and clear skies, and our southern counties could see a little bit of some light rain for Wednesday afternoon, also into the evening. So as far as that impact goes for Tuesday, we're watching about a 1 out of 3 risk for storms. It's going to be in the afternoon. Heavy rain and strong winds are our biggest potential for those Tuesday afternoon storms. And we're tracking more showers and thunderstorms for the end of the week. Now, as far as impacts go for that, I don't think it's going to be as strong or severe, but still some storms are possible for Thursday. And temperatures will be cooling down. Notice we go from Tuesday to Wednesday, mid 80s on Tuesday, low 60s on Wednesday. Thursday, we're back to around average with those scattered showers and thunderstorms. Friday, more rain, low 60s. And then next weekend, I know there's a lot of graduation celebrations happening. We're going to be dry. It's just going to be cooler, but we will see that decrease in clouds, but then that warm up on the way for that first full week of May starting next week, mid 70s and lots of sunshine Monday and Tuesday. That's a look at your extended forecast.
All right, thanks, Kaylee. Now to an update in the world of politics. The results of a new CBS News poll are in, measuring the public's assessment of President Trump's job performance 100 days into his new term. The survey was conducted last week with a nationally representative sample of 2,356 adults interviewed. Here's CBS News with more.
100 days into office, President Trump is facing diminishing approval ratings, particularly when it comes to the economy. A new CBS News poll conducted with YouGov found 53% of those surveyed believe the economy is getting worse under President Trump, and 48% say they're faring worse financially under the president's economic policies. 69% of those polled say the president is concentrating too little on lowering prices, and 62% say he's focusing too much on tariffs. On Face the Nation Sunday morning, Gary Cohen, IBM vice chairman, weighed in on recession concerns.
So we're in this part of the economy where there's this lack of predictability, there's uncertainty, and the consumer's acting that way by sort of withdrawing from the market.
Overall, the CBS News poll found 45% of those surveyed approve of the overall job the president is doing, down from 53% in early February. In terms of immigration policies, 56% of those surveyed say they approve, but 81% of respondents say it's unacceptable if a U.S. citizen is mistakenly deported. This comes amidst reports a 2-year-old U.S. citizen was removed from the U.S. and sent to Honduras. In an order issued Friday, the judge in the case scheduled a hearing next month, saying he had a strong suspicion that the government just deported a U.S. citizen with no meaningful process. A spokesman for the Department of Homeland Security said the mother of the toddler, who had entered the U.S. illegally before the child was born, made the decision to take the child with her, despite pleas from her U.S.-based father to take the child. On Face the Nation Sunday, Tom Homan, a member of the Trump administration, defended the administration's actions.
Having a U.S. citizen child doesn't make you immune from our laws of the country.
The new poll numbers come a day after the president met privately at the Vatican with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky to discuss Ukraine's war with Russia. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Coming up, we take a look at a well-known artist and some of the big projects he's announcing that will brighten up the downtown Toledo area. Welcome back in. A local artist you may be familiar with is opening up an art studio right here in downtown Toledo and announcing a big project with it. Dean Davis, known for the Riverwall mural, the Ostrich Town mural, and Toledo Pickle and much more, is hosting a launch party on May 9th for his studio. Photojournalist Cheyenne Castor shows us a little bit more about Davis, his studio, and what he's doing next.
This is the River Gallery Studios, and we kind of like took that name with the project that we're aiming to do down the Maumee River, but also it's kind of purpose back in when this building was built was actually, this was the first art museum in Toledo. And ironically, you know, we're trying to kind of resurrect that conversation and make this into a gallery again. This space is actually designed to be able to display artwork in a really unique way. And what we're able to create out of it is not just a gallery space that local artists can come and show off their work. But we also have a workshop area that we're going to have classes. Plan on working with the Art Museum really tightly about their educational component. We're going to have free classes there. And we're really aiming to not necessarily just teach art, but at least let's talk a little bit about being a creative person and like kind of developing your creative purpose so that you can make a career out of it. We don't have any rules, you know, everyone's creative. That's just who you are, you're just a creative person. And that's what this place is about. I've always chased art, you know, it's always been something that's kind of lived in my path. You know, I discovered art as like something inside me when I was in second grade. And I kind of thought it was something to avoid, like that it didn't need to be a career. And I chased that thing that society told me to kind of follow. And what I landed on was that as an artist, you can't escape it. I've had the pleasure since the silo projects on the river is to make it a career path. And you know, since then I've been able to travel the country and do murals. And this has landed me back to Toledo where I've seen an opportunity to do something that the world will see and to bring Toledo into that conversation. Out of the 33 murals that I did last year alone, I was able to put, I think, over 15 of them in Toledo. Around the corner, you're going to see a vault, and that vault is actually, it's a kind of like an immersive element of the River Gallery project, where you'll see the 23 murals that we're trying to accomplish down the riverfront itself. And it's going to be the labor of love. For when we pull it off, that'll actually be the largest public art installment on a riverfront in the entire world. So I'm working with the Port Authority, Dave Ball has been great, Pete Gherkin's been great getting this project over the winter off the ground. And we're going to have the first mural is the mural on the corner of Madison and St. Clair. And that mural is dedicated to Toledo. So we're calling it the Toledo mural, obviously for that reason. But the artwork is really vibrant, really fun. It's really simple in a way. It's just got Toledo and frogs. We're going to have one with Art Tatum that's actually right across the street as well. You know, being on the corner of Madison and Superior right now, we're going to have one that's going to be on the welcome mat on Washington. So when you come in off 75, you're going to see this big, vibrant color mural as well. So we're going to really splash some color this year at Toledo's campus. We've got artists from Cleveland all the way to Florida that have been really excited about this project. They want to be part of it. They want to see it. This is an opportunity to tell what talks about Toledo. Like the main theme behind that whole project is to tell the world what makes Toledo so resilient and great. To take on something that'll leave such an impact on the world, you know, I think that right there is what all artists truly kind of deep down inside want to try to find. And to find it in my hometown is an honor in itself. I'm honored, you know, but at the same time terrified because I know I can see what kind of mountain I'm about to climb, you know, on this whole project. But I think deep down inside it's my calling, so I'm excited for it.
What is up, you guys? This is Chase Bachman with your Sunday Sports Look Ahead. Next week, we are looking ahead to the Battle of I-75 Baseball Edition. The Rockets and Falcons 3-game series runs Friday through Sunday. Game 1 is at Fifth Third Field in downtown Toledo. Games 2 and 3 are at Scott Park. The Rockets are in 5th place in the MAC standings. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they are in 4th place. Falcons won all 4 meetings versus Toledo last season. That's your look ahead to next week in sports. Be sure to follow WTOL 11 for all the latest in local sports news.
We're counting down the days until we kick off the St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway campaign. We're now just 4 days away from your chance to win this year's home. It's once again located in Perrysburg and once again is being built by Buckeye Real Estate Group. When you reserve your ticket, you're also getting a chance to win a 2025 Honda Civic LX from Jim White Honda. Tickets are $100 and are available starting Thursday, May 1st. The money raised will then go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, which provides free care to children facing life-threatening diseases. Now, John Birchfield, our meteorologist, who's normally here with me on the weekends, ran the Glass City Marathon today. He finished at 1 hour and 8 for a podium finish, fastest half marathon, he said, of his life. He also said it was the best weather in race history, but there's still work to be done. Now, John says for him, this race was just a stepping stone toward bigger goals, and he's ramped up his training to 125 miles plus 2 to 3 lifts per week. So this spring, John is going to try to improve all of his times. He was a little fatigued today, but he said for his first Buster race since Houston back in January, he's really happy with his personal best. So he says he's going to be tapering and resting, prepare for the USA 25K Championship in Grand Rapids in just 2 weeks. So John, we're very proud of you. We're looking forward to your next races, and we really do expect great things from John. We always do.
Oh, we're so excited for John. Congratulations to him and all the runners and the spectators. Also, congratulations to his wife, Liz, as well, too. She helped put on the Glass City Marathon, too. So hopefully everyone is resting. Enjoy that because it's going to be beautiful. Get outside for sure for tomorrow. We're seeing temperatures in the mid-80s. Beautiful conditions, actually, because now that we have hit that midnight hour, our extended forecast has shifted over by a day. So now technically, today is Monday, so we're seeing temperatures in the mid-80s. We are tracking some scattered showers and thunderstorms for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and also into a little bit into Friday. Weekend looking beautiful, so look at the temperature-wise, but yeah, it's just going to be a great week.
All right, everybody, a great week ahead. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you again right here next weekend with John.
With John, yes.
All right, bye, everybody.